Hey everybody, it is, let's see here, Sunday the 19th. Man alive, I don't know how I got it all in the Jeep, but it's all in there. We got everything for this week. Thank goodness I took some traps and stuff up last week when I went to scout, because there's no way I would have fit any more. But on the way home I won't have quite as much because I'll have quite a bit. I can do things like dump out peat moss and stuff like that. But, all right, let me show you this load. It's great. All right, so here's the new luggage thing. A couple 100 pounds of beaver on there. We're going to start a Coyote bait station, and of course that's all my lures and baits and stuff because I didn't want the skunk up in the Jeep with me. But man, this thing is full. I know you're not going to be able to see it through the windows, but man, let me tell you, I'm not kidding you when I say this thing is full. There's not hardly another inch of room in this Jeep. There's no way I could have taken somebody with me. All right, here we go. We're on the road, and we're running late, but hey, we're going to get up there. We're going to get a bunch of sets in today, and we're going to see how it goes. So thanks for being here. I'm looking forward to having some catches, hopefully. All right, well, here we go. We are on the road. Look at how full the Jeep is. It's ridiculous. I just told my buddy, I made a joke. The only thing I forgot was my neighbor's kitchen sink. So, I guess we'll have to get off. We'll have to get by without that. Look, I don't know if you can see it or not. I even brought chocolate cake for my buddy's birthday on Tuesday. Sorry about the bouncing. The Jeep is not handling all this extra weight too much. It's handling it just fine. It's just bouncing. Okay, no, we'll talk to you guys later. Well, here it is. It's getting to be about 4:40 in the afternoon. I have been up here for about 2.5 hours, and yeah, so all the excitement. I left my phone in the truck, and we were out setting sets. Yeah, so anyway, we've already got a couple sets out. Thankfully Rich had his phone and he took a picture for me, so I'll put the picture in here. But here we go, onward and upward. This is where we're going, to where we saw the bear tracks now. There it is. I'm kind of off to the side just because I don't want to track up over there, but pretty simple dirt hole. I used a mouse, one of the mice that I've caught, along with some of Sarah's mouse meat, and then I put some Boss Dog down in there just for a kicker. So we'll see what happens. Give it a shot. Hopefully something comes and checks it out. It's a little tight in here. I got to learn to keep my coyote sets a little bit further out, but I liked being under that tree because the ground wasn't quite so thick with snow. There's a lot of snow in this place. So, all right, moving on. Here we go. I got a couple more sets to put in here. This is actually, remember that field? I saw those bear tracks right over by those tall, I guess they're Scotch pine, but I'm not positive. I'd have to go look. So anyway, we're going to try to go get a set in right over there. And then we're going to work our way around in a big circle, and we're going to basically surround this field with traps. All right, the sun's going down. It's cooling off. Having fun. I just got in my first dirt hole. I just dropped off the rest of the beaver carcasses for our bait station, and that's about, I don't know, quite a ways over on the other side there. But walked over here, and this is where I'd seen a lot of tracks last week when I was here. So anyway, let me show you what I got. There you go, just a flat set. I transplanted that little sprig of pine there, and That's my backing. And of course Coyote will work uphill first. So we put the trap on the high side, and my tracks, I don't like that, but I don't know what you're gonna do. So, all right, moving on. All right, there it is. That's our first beaver set. Rob, as I was setting the coyote set up there, he saw a beaver or an otter. It's hard to tell from the distance, but swimming up the main channel. This is kind of a back channel, but shy of getting the waders on and everything tonight. That's the best I could do. So we kind of blocked it off a little bit, and there's actually a little bit of feed down there. And Rich and I will check it in the morning. All right, here we are. We're back out on the line. It's a little after 9. We just got our first set in. I put in a dirt hole for fox. Rich and I are out and about. We're on this little chunk of property for our lady who's having some fox problems, so we're going to try to catch some. So let me show you what I got. Just a little dirt hole. We took a chunk of that concrete right there as a backer, and down in the hole we got some panes, fox gland, and a little bit of wind walker, and then a little urine, fox urine on the backer. So we'll see what happens. All right, we got fox dirt hole number 2. Heard swans in the background. So down in here we've got a whole mouse with a kill squeak. See if you can hear it. I got it down in that hole about 6 or 8 inches. You see a little tuft of mouse fur right there. That's exciting. So here we go, moving on. Well, like they say, if a place is good enough for one set, it's good enough for 2. So we've got our kill squeak. You can see it straight ahead there, right in the center. And then we just put in a triangle here. So the reason we put one in so close, as we were coming up this trail, we found, you can probably see these tracks. We've already put enough scent here for the day, but anyway, so there's fox tracks going right up, and then right there, center screen, there's a fox den. So we're close to the fox den, and we're on a used trail. So that's why I ended up doing just a flat set with, I don't even remember what I put in there. I put Yodel Dog. Oh no, I'm sorry, I did not put Yodel Dog. I put Minnesota Red and mouse meat and another gland lure, fox gland. I just don't remember the brand. But anyway, so here we go. We're going to give this a shot. Rich and I went down the hill, and we just did another flat set for coyote. We found some coyote scat, and I'll show you that here in a second. All right, so we had some coyote scat up there, and this is just a nice area where 3 trails kind of come together. A little area here. So we put in a flat set with the bone and put urine on the bone, and then a couple of coyote lures in some of the hole, like a couple of punch holes, and we'll see what happens. The worst that can happen is nothing, which has been like the sum total of my season just about. So anyway, high hopes. All right, now for some reason this beaver must have just been hungry for a couple of roots or something. I don't know. He came up in here, chewed some roots, and slip right back out over yonder. So we're going to go over there, and we're going to put a trap in right there. We just got to figure out how we're going to get the sled over there. It's encouraging to see some fresh sign, because this is clearly within the last day or 2. So, all right, moving on. Here we go. I'll show you what I got. Oh, did I forget to... I forgot to video the first... we did a caster mound set at the dam, just like I said I was going to do it last week. I guess I'll just show you that tomorrow. All right, here we go. We got another caster mound with a 330 set protecting it. We actually had, the beaver was coming up in 2 different places. I did a little fencing, and I actually dug that little inlet out for him. I can see over here that they have in the past, but there's no fresh tracks. And I know further down there was at least one more spot that they're coming up on shore. And then of course we're going to check the other side too. I'm kind of checking it as we go. Actually right there, right across the creek. See that? There's definitely something coming out of the water right there. It's probably mink. That is one of the spots I saw mink last time, or mink tracks, I should say. So, all right, here we go. We're getting excited. So far, we've checked one trap. But we've set quite a few, but we've only checked one, and it was a bust. No mink today. Moving on, here we go. All right, so we got another spot here. I don't know what it is. They are certainly going to town. Is that another cherry tree? Look at they're even eating the vines. It's crazy. Just crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna walk over here. I'm gonna try to find out where they're coming out of the water over there. And we're gonna put a drowner set in. So here we go. All right, so what we did was, there's the, that's where the trap's at. And it's right down in there. Man, they couldn't have made it a better place for me. 6 inches deep, just the right width for a trap. It's got a drowner out there. And then I just put some sticks in here. Thankful for Rich, who broke off a bunch of dead sticks for me so we could just fence off that area, because they were coming up and down all through here. But we're going to force their hand, so to speak. And right there, no lure, no nothing on this one. If this doesn't produce in a day or so, I'll put some Trapper J on it or some crazy thing. But all right, moving on. We're going to go set one more beaver trap and drop a mink box, and then we're moving on to some coyotes. All right, we got a little weasel / mink box set up. I'm going to put a little gland lure on it before I walk away from here. But we saw these little tracks right here. I think it was probably a weasel that came out of the snow, made those tracks, and went back underneath. But I really don't know. We're just guesstimating. Who knows? All right, we got one more beaver set, and then we're out of here. We're on to dogs. All right, that's our last beaver set. I decided on this spot. I kind of dug it out a little bit, put a caster mound. There is an old caster mound over here, but it hasn't been touched in a while. So I figured, well, at least they know that there's a caster mound here. We're going to start a fresh one and garden it with a 330. Put a couple of guide sticks in just to keep them from going up on the side of the bank. And we are out of here. Next show will be dogs. All right, this is mink box number 3, I believe. Maybe 4, I don't remember. But that's 4. This is mink box 4. And so we've got this set with a mouse smeared with gland lure and the skunk junk. I just dabbed his butt right in the skunk junk, and whoo-wee, he stinks. So hopefully we get something here, guys. Who knows? There's this little creek that feeds into I don't know if that's a river or a creek, to be honest. I think it's a river. I think it's a cedar. And that creek flows right up behind Tim's house. So, all right, here we go. Moving on. Good morning. Oh, man, it's Tuesday, February 21st. First off, happy birthday, Brian. So Brian has been my my best friend, my ace boon coon, since we were young. And I mean like young elementary school, first grade-ish kind of stuff. Brian has been there throughout everything I've ever been through. So happy birthday, buddy. I'm glad you're hitting the big 5 something or another before I am. Haha. Alright, so I just finished checking the first place, the place where there's lots of livestock, and there were a couple of maybe fresh tracks. It looked like even something might have stepped in the peat moss. Of course, what did I do? Forgot my phone in the car, whatever. Nothing in the traps, not even a possum. I was surprised that there wasn't even possum. We had seen fresh possum tracks yesterday. But this storm, for those of you that didn't know, there's a storm coming in. I'm thinking it's going to make stuff move here in the next 24 to 48 hours. We're supposed to get 4 to 11 inches of snow and ice on top of that. I'll tell you what, I've said it 1,000 times. if it's gonna happen bad, it's gonna happen bad to me. So here I am on the big trip, and everything is hunkered down, and then the storm is coming, and hopefully everything moves before the storm. So we'll see. All right, I'm gonna go check these muskrat traps at this fella's house and a couple of mink traps there, and we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, that's right. Insult to injury. I was gonna stop at McDonald's and get a coffee, and there is no power in town. So I'm driving out to this other spot, and thankfully there's this little country store and they do have power. So I'm gonna run in here and grab a coffee, but one thing after another. Let's hope today's the day that I actually catch some fur, and at this point, if I catch one piece of fur, it doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna be like $1,000 piece of fur for me. So I'm just kidding, maybe 500. All right, here we go. Well, let me tell you, Tuesday, February 21st still, and so I've checked 2 properties and nothing so far, not even a possum. So I'm kind of disappointed. I don't know. I really just don't know. So here I am, I'm checking the beaver traps. I'm hoping there's something here, but I'm at the first one and nothing. Now this is the furthest away from the main dam. That's a secondary dam right there. So I'm hoping maybe something upstream, but I just don't know. Nothing going on right now, that's for sure. So we'll give it a shot and we'll see what happens. I'm just coming back from checking the beaver traps, and I come up behind my buddy's house and got 25 turkeys goofing off back here. Not too shabby. The turkeys like to hide down here in this little swamp. There's tamarack and hemlock and lots of popple and all kinds of good stuff in here for them to be feeding on. And a little popcorn doesn't hurt. So they don't feed corn or anything, and just a little popcorn here and there. Looking good though. Nice turkey population here. Alright, they've moved out of my way. I'm going to keep moving forward here and get back to the Jeep, and we'll go check some dog sets. Alright, this is my last beaver set. I didn't have any more weight, so I had to use a big branch with a drowner cable, and that's, of course, that's jammed down in the mud, and then it's T-stake down up here. Got a TS-85 right there. I kind of built a little wall of mud. Got a caster mound. I had to throw this branch right here because otherwise I'd be afraid. You can see the run right there. You can see them, they're going under there. The problem is it's too muddy for, I'd have to have, you know, chest waders and a float tube to get there. So I don't know. Anyway, yesterday this was all frozen right here. So today it's open, and I know 2 days ago we saw a beaver swimming here. So I'm hoping that this will do it. I had a 330 up further, and that didn't pan out for anything, so I pulled that today. And I'm going to try to go see what I can see over a little bit further up. But here we go. This is it. My last ditch for a beaver. Today's just been a disappointment. It's not, though, because I'm having a great time. So, I mean, yeah, catching fur is great, but that isn't all of why we do this. So, I won't lie. I would sure like to catch a beaver and a fox. Those are my bucket list things for this trip. A weasel would be nice. But alas, I'm having fun. I'm learning a lot, that's for sure. I've never trapped beaver before, so I'm certainly learning things that I've seen other guys doing, and I'm trying them. This is a BC Newfie trick. Using a big branch like that instead of a rod, because I couldn't carry rods with me. But all right, moving on. Here we go, guys. I'm glad you're here. I know this video is getting kind of long, but as long as it is, it's every bit as boring. Dum-dum. All right, well, I was driving around the spot where Rob had told me where he had seen some gray fox during deer season. And I did find some tracks. Of course, I've walked on them now. Those are like a squirrel or something. But the squirrel went down the road. The fox went down the road. The deer went down the road. Anyway, I followed it for a little while. You can see that line across the road. That's actually a dirt hole set. It is a dirt hole explosion. We're supposed to get a little bit of snow tonight. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to make this thing. It's not supposed to start snowing until like after dark. So I'm hoping right around dark, which is actually only about 2 hours away, something will move and they'll find my dirt explosion, and hopefully that'll bring them in. And even if it's snowing a little bit, it'll still be visible. And then about, I don't know, 20 yards past that, I put in a little triangle set, just a flat set. I usually wouldn't put sets open like that, but I know that it is going to be storming here coming up, and I know there's a good chance I'll have to pull everything tomorrow, and there's been nobody down here for the last 2 days. So, all right, we'll see what happens. Today's, like I said, it's Brian's birthday. We're going to do birthday cake with him over online tonight, and we're going to eat the cake, and he's not. So that's the way it goes. All right, thanks for being here. One thing this county does not lack is white-tailed deer. Hello, little deer. They're smart enough to run when they get a car stopped at them. Well, here it is. It's Wednesday morning. I didn't film much yesterday because there wasn't a whole lot going on. Not even fresh tracks. But at least something was moving last night. Let me show you what I got going on. So, lots of fox tracks. It snowed last night. I actually used my stick to kind of move some stuff around and make sure it wasn't frozen. It's not frozen. You can see all the plentiful fox tracks right here. The trap is right there, where that little mark to the right. I think I just learned a lesson. If you're going to do a set like this, you do a trap on both sides of the lure. This was just a flat set with just a curiosity lure, and they came up, they checked it all on one side, and they didn't go where the trap was. And then they went up that way toward the other set, and for some reason the kill squeak is not squeaking. So I think if that had been working, I might have had better luck. But yeah, so that's that. I don't know. These are either really smart or they are, well, smarter than me anyway. All right, we've got a few more to check here, and then we'll move on to the next place. Well, we have fur for the first time. So we ended up catching a chipmunk in a dog proof. And then something came along, and based on the tracks, it was a fox. Something ate the back half of the chipmunk. Easy prey, I suppose. Oh man, I'm telling you, life is crazy. So yeah, about that. We got us a chipmunk. Hooray, we caught fur. All right, moving on. Oh, I got it all reset and everything, but man alive. And a heck of a trip. At least they were moving last night. I mean, you could see they were definitely moving. The fox were all through here. Rabbit tracks, fox tracks, you name it. I've seen them this morning. So here we go. Well, at least we had a little activity. So yesterday this set was fine. Sometime between last night and the snow this morning, something was in here. There's no obvious tracks. At least none that I see. So I don't know, could have been a deer, could have been anything. But whatever it was, it ain't here no more. So, All right, at least we had some action. Holy smokes, that's the first trap that got set off, other than that dog proof. Moving on. She doesn't think we can see her.